Hey everybody, and welcome back to Compass video series. It's Lieutenant Kearney again, and in this portion, we're going to be expanding upon what we learned about variation and deviation and tying that all back together into our compass card. We'll use our compass card when converting from our traditional magnetic compass to our DFGMC and then to our true heading and anywhere in between by applying our deviation and variation. Because we have three different sources of information coming from three different types of compasses, we're going to have three different ways of differentiating them. The first is going to be our true heading. So whenever we're talking about true, we will indicate that and label that as degrees true. When talking about our DFGMC, that information is going to be labeled as degrees magnetic. And then lastly, if we're talking about our traditional magnetic compass, such as on the ribs, we're going to indicate that as degrees PSC, which stands for per steering compass or per standard compass. So as a recap from the last couple of videos, deviation is the difference between our compass heading and our magnetic heading, and variation is the difference between our magnetic heading and our true heading. When we add deviation and variation together, we get what's called compass error. And compass error is a great way of not only checking your work to ensure that you did your conversion from compass heading to true heading correctly, but it also works as a shortcut, so to speak, going from compass to true or vice versa. When you put a track down on our chart, it's going to be indicated in degrees true. However, our ribs are primarily going to be using the Ritchie compasses, which are going to be our traditional magnetic compasses or degrees PSC. When we need to do this quickly, it's nice to have compass error already determined and ready to rock and roll so that we can go directly from compass to true in a matter of seconds. There are a handful of mnemonics and memory aids that people use to help them in remembering how to convert from true to compass and vice versa, so in correcting and uncorrecting the compass. Some of the more common ones are when compass is least, so when our degrees PSC is smaller than that of the true heading, that indicates that our error is east, so compass least, error east. Conversely, when our compass is best or our compass degrees PSC is greater than that of degrees true, then our error is west. So compass best, error west. Another one is when correcting, you're always just going to add easterly errors and subtract westerly errors. So that's when you're going from compass towards true. And then conversely, if you're going in the opposite direction from true towards PSC, then we are going to subtract our easterly errors and to add our westerly errors. Another one of those mnemonics that is more common is can dead men vote twice at elections? So again, this is going from our traditional magnetic compass towards degrees true. And it's just a memory aid in helping us remember the order in which we need to apply these errors. So when we're going from compass towards true, we're going to add east or subtract west. Another memory aid is truly valiant Marines don't cry at weddings. So this is if you are at true and you need to move towards compass. And so it's going to be adding west as you move away from true or subtracting east, again, as you're moving away from true. I personally like to just remember that as we move towards true, we're going to add east. So no matter where I am in this compass card, if I'm moving towards degrees true, I will add east and therefore subtract west. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this in practice. If we know that the variation in this specific area is 13 degrees east and our deviation is 2 degrees west based on our ship, and I need to find the compass error. So I need to combine these 13 degrees east with our 2 degrees west to find our total compass error. In this case, I am going to take my variation, which is 13 degrees east, because this is the larger of the two. I always like to work with the larger of the two first. It doesn't matter if it's your variation or your deviation. So I'm going to go ahead and write down my 13 degrees east here. Now, because we have opposite signs, we have an east and a westerly sign, I know I'm going to subtract that 2 degrees. Now, again, because they're opposite, that's how I know that we are going to be subtracting. If they were the same sign, then I would just add them together. So 13 degrees minus my 2 degrees, which is going to give me a total of 11 degrees east. So whatever the sign of the larger of the two errors is what your final answer direction will be in. So in this case, east. Okay, so now that we understand how to calculate our compass error, let's move on and tie the whole compass card together. So if my traditional compass is giving me a reading of 127 degrees PSD, and I know that my ship has a deviation of 2 degrees west, and based on where we are in the world, I have a 4-degree west variation, I'm going to go ahead and start working through this problem. I prefer to find my compass error first because I know I have the two components needed to find compass error. I have both deviation and variation. So similar to what we talked about in the last example, our deviation and our variation are both of a westerly direction. So we know we're going to be adding these together. So I have a 2-degree deviation. I'm going to add that to my 4-degree variation, and that's going to give me 6 degrees west. So my total compass error is 6 degrees west. So looking at my compass card below, it can seem a little bit daunting. Even though we have 3 known variables, we are still going to have to solve for 2. To simplify things a little bit, I like to break this up into a couple different math problems. So in this case, I'm going from compass towards true. So I know that I'm going to be adding east and subtracting west. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to block out half of my compass card. In doing so, I am only focused on one piece of the problem at a time. So starting with my compass, I have 127 degrees PSD coming directly from my traditional compass, and I know that my deviation is 2 degrees west. Looking at my arrow above, I know that I need to subtract a westerly error. So I'm going to take 127, I'm going to subtract those 2 degrees to get my magnetic heading of 125 degrees magnetic. Now that we know that, I'm going to bring back the rest of my compass card. So I know 127 minus 2 gave me 125 degrees magnetic. Now I can break this up into the second part of my problem, and I have a magnetic heading of 125 degrees magnetic. I'm going to subtract my 4 degrees west again because looking at the top of my arrow, I know that moving towards true, I have to subtract my westerly errors. So 125 minus 4 is going to give us 121 degrees true. So 127 to 121, tying that back to our compass error, is a difference of 6 degrees, and our compass is greater than that of our true heading. When compass is best, our error is west. So we did a little checksum, and we can check our work to ensure that we did our math correctly. Let's move on to another problem that's a little bit more complex. Okay, so in this situation, our ship is on heading 335 degrees true. We know that our magnetic heading that we're pulling from our DFGMC reads 331 degrees magnetic, and our compass error is 1 degree east. So here, because I have both true and magnetic, I'm going to want to find my variation first. So in this situation, we have our true heading and we're moving away from true towards magnetic and ultimately towards our compass heading. So I've added an additional arrow at the bottom of our screen here just to indicate that as we move away from true, we're going to be subtracting our easterly errors and adding westerly errors. So the opposite of what we were doing before. So similar to how we did it in the previous problem, I like to break this up into a couple different math problems. The first of which is going to be from magnetic towards true. So we know that from magnetic towards true, we have gotten 4 degrees larger. We have added 4 degrees. Looking at the top of our arrow, it looks like when moving from magnetic towards true, if it's getting bigger, we're going to have to add an easterly error, and therefore we know that our variation has to be to the easterly direction. So it's going to be 4 degrees east. So compass error equals deviation plus variation. I know that my compass error is 1 degree east from the original problem, and I know that my variation is 4 degrees east. So I'm just going to plug those in, still looking for my deviation. Now, similar to what we talked about in our first compass error problem, we know that whatever the larger of the two errors is going to retain the sign for my overall compass error. Now, if you want to solve this like an equation, you could definitely do that, or you can reason your way through and understand that if If we are at 4 degrees east and we know that we have to ultimately end at 1 degree east, we know that there's a difference there of 3 degrees. And in this case, it's going to be in the westerly direction because that error is getting closer to 0. It has to be in the opposite direction. So with deviation determined, I'm going to plug that into my compass card below. And now we only have to solve for one more variable. So we are at true in this case, moving towards compass. So I'm going to be using that very bottom arrow here. And again, I'm going to break this up into a smaller math problem. So we are at magnetic, moving towards true, again, using that bottom arrow. I know that because we have a westerly deviation, we're going to add that to our magnetic heading. So 331 plus 3 degrees is going to give us 334 degrees PSE. Now that we have the full compass card completed, we can double check our work, again, using the compass error as a check. So from the original problem, 1 degree east, if we are looking at our compass heading, 334 degrees PSE, and we add 1 degree east, moving towards true, that would give us 335 degrees, which in this case matches our true heading. So we know that we correctly did all of our math. So like I said earlier, I prefer to use the memory aid of as we move towards true, I'm going to be adding east. The reason why I like this method is because in the next couple of videos, we'll talk all about incorporating our gyro and gyro error into this compass card. And that just helps me kind of synthesize the information a little bit better. While you're here in SurfNav, you'll be seeing problems very similar to this in both your homeworks as well as in exams. Furthermore, as we move into the next couple of videos in this video series, we're going to talk about how we incorporate gyro and gyro error into this compass card. And for that reason, I prefer to remember the mnemonic as